नमस्ते महोदय।
नमः सर्वेभ्यः। प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। अस्तु, अद्य पञ्चमपाठे प्रवेशः। अस्माकं पञ्चमपाठे प्रवेशः, प्रवेशस्तरे पञ्चमपाठे प्रवेशः। यथा सर्वत्र
नमस्ते महोदय।
सर्वपाठेषु तथैव अत्रापि सूक्तिं पठित्वा अग्रे सरामः। अद्यतनसूक्तिः किमस्ति?
नमस्ते महोदय।
श्रूयते किल यदहं वच्मि? आर् पीपल् एबल् टु हियर् मी?
आम्, श्रूयते।
हाँ, ओके। तो क्रियासिद्धिः सत्त्वे भवति महतां नोपकरणे। क्रियासिद्धिः सत्त्वे. Look for the double pressed takara, double takara. The bar over there is the second takara. Sattve, sattve. Okay. Tva is the dharma suchaka, lakshana suchaka. Sat, sattve. Okay. Kriya siddhi sattve bhavati mahatam na upakarane. So kriya siddhi means the fruit of labor, fruit of efforts of work. Okay. Siddhi, as you know, is one good word for phalam. So kriya siddhi sattve. So it is in the essence, the trueness, basically. Literally, if you see, it is trueness, no? Sattva. Tva is like the ness. So trueness here is the essence of knowing how to do things. The deep knowledge of how to do something, right? Kriya siddhi sattve bhavati mahatam na upakarane. So for the great people who are capable, okay, the fruition of their efforts resides in their essence of knowing how to do things, not in the upakarana. Upakarana here directly refers to the instruments. So if I am given the best Stradivari violin, I won't be able to play one note. Okay. So upakarane nasti kriya siddhi sattve eva tadasti अथवा तद्भवति एवं. Okay, very simple, nice. So obviously, as usual, let us see what Samskrita Bharati translates. Success in undertakings of great men lies in their inherent power. Okay, so the essence is called inherent power. Ability is a better word here, and not in the external means. The upakarana is mentioned as external means. They are essential, but one should not say, hey, you will carve a idol with fingers. No, but they are not the defining aspect of the art or any work. Okay. So what is the original complete subhashitam or shloka from which this is derived? As usual, this is not from a normal Chatushpadi shloka meter. This is one of those longer meters. I wish I put the effort to identify and put that information here, but that's okay. So let us read this. Vijetavya lanka charanataranio jalanidhi vipakshaha paulastya ranabhuvi sahayascha kapayah padatirmartyo asau sakalamavadhidrakshasakulam rakshasakulam sakalamavadhidrakshasakulam kriya siddhi sattve bhavati mahatam nopakarane. भोजप्रबन्धः इति प्रायः भोजराजस्य कृतिः स्यात्. भोजप्रबन्धः इति भोजराजः भोज कवि भोजः इत्यपि प्रायः राजः वा कवि भोजः. सः रामायणकथाम् एव स्वीकृत्य प्रायः कृतिमेकं रचितवान् भोजप्रबन्धः इति स्यात् मम ऊहा अस्ति तत्र। तु तस्मिन् एवं लिखति साक्षात् रामायणस्य कथाम् आधारीकृत्य उक्तं क्रियासिद्धिः सत्त्वे भवति महतां नोपकरणे इति। महताम् इत्यत्र प्रायः राम आदीनां सूचना। तो विजेतव्या लंका। सो लंका, शी लंका स्त्रीलिंगे has to be won over. Vijetavya sa lanka. So Lanka is there. She has to be won over for Rama to get back Sita. Charana taraniyo jalanidhihi. Okay. Charana taraniyo jalanidhihi. He didn't have some massive ship to cross the ocean to take all the Vanaras along. He had to cross Taraniyaha Jalanidhihi Charana Taraniyaha by feet. So this huge ocean, Jalanidhi ocean, was there to be crossed by feet. Okay, Charana Taraniyo Jalanidhi. So challenges. Vipakshaha Paulastya Ranabhuvi Sahayascha Kapayah. So we will break here. Okay, Paulastyaha Vipakshaha. Okay, Paulastya is an alternate name for Ravana. Okay, so again it is a Taddita from Pulasta Vamsha or something like that. Okay, so Paulastya, just like Dasharati for Rama, or Raghava Raghu Vamshiyah iti Raghavah kila tataiva. एतस्य पुलस्तस्य वंशः स्यात् अथवा साक्षात् तस्य पिता पुलस्तः स्यात् न जानामि तत् सम्यक्। स्यात् नाम पौलस्त्यः इति तस्य सूचना। तत्र विभीषणः अपि पौलस्त्यः भवितुं शक्यते, एवमेवं कुम्भकर्णः एवम्। अस्तु, विपक्षः पौलस्त्यः. सो द एनिमी इज द ग्रेट पौलस्त्य ऑफ एनॉर्मस स्ट्रेंथ. रणभुवि सहायाः च कपयः. Who are his help in the field of war? Ranabhuvi, in the field of war. Bhuvi, upon the earth. Ranabhuvi, in the battlefield. Sahayaha cha, helpful people are. Okay. Kapayah, cha is in the sense of accenting the difficulty level. Okay, Vipakshaha Paulastyaha Ranabhuvi Kapayah Sahayaha cha. Okay, Vanaras are his aid. Padatihi, Padatir is Padatihi. Padatihi Martyaha. Padatihi Martyaha Asau. Okay, Sakalam Avadhihi Rakshasakulam. Okay, so by this Rama, okay, the entire Rakshasa Kula, okay, had to be killed by this mere man. Martyaha. Martyaha means Mrutyuloke yaha vasati saha Martyaha. Bhumi is also called Mrutyuloka. It's a very good name for Bhumi. Okay, it is reminding you that it is not some Swarga with permanent stay, which is imagined. This is a Martya, Mrutyuloka, so we are all Martyas. Okay, so that sense. So Martya here again is referring to the Manava Janma of Rama. Okay, Padatihi Martyaha Asau, this fella, Sakalam Avadihi Rakshasakulam. So he killed the entire Rakshasakula. Avadihi Vadha iti Shrutam kila Avadihi. So he killed. Okay, Rakshasakulam Avadihi. Okay, so Kriya Siddhi Sattve Bhavati Mahatam Nopakarane. So even with the restricted parikaras and help that he had, he managed it. Okay, so Bhoja is calling reference to the achievement and teaching us. So this is a Anvaya with a little bit of Adhyaharana, makes it easy to understand. Let us read this. Lanka Vijetavya Asit Jalanidhi Charana Taraniyah Asit Charanaihi Taraniyah आसीत् विपक्षः पौलस्त्यः पुलस्तवंशजः रावणः अत्र लिखितमस्ति मया एव वंशजः इति अस्तु आसीत् विपक्षः साक्षात् महाराक्षसः पौलस्त्यः आसीत् अपि च रणभुवि रणरङ्गे कपयः सहायाः आसन् रामाय असौ अर्थात् एषः रामः पदातिः पद्म्यां चलति यः one who walks on his feet. Martyah, Manavah, Ramah. Martyah, I have already explained why Martya. Mrityuloke, Martyah. Sakalam Rakshasakulam Avadhit. Oh, Avadhit Rakshasakulam. So the, not Avadhihi. Kshamyatam. I made a mistake in assuming this Repa. That would have made it Dakshasakulam, which is not correct. So Avadhit. And takara has softened to a dakara and joined with the repa to make dra. So avadid reverts back to avadit, which is very easy to know because we know this agachat form. Just now recently we have learnt. Okay. Sakalam rakshasakulam avadit maritavan amarayat. Sri Rama sadrishanam Mahatam. So I added this. Sri Rama Sadrishanam Mahatam Kriya Siddhihi Satve Swasamartye Bhavati Natu Upakarane Kila Iti Ojaha Antima Pade Udgharanam Karoti. Lanka had to be won, the ocean had to be crossed, the opponent was the fierce Ravana, there were only the band of monkeys to help, yet Rama, this man on his 2 feet, this man, underlining, on his 2 feet, killed the entire clan of Rakshasas. Success of great men rests in the power of their resolve and ability, in bracket, and not on the accessories and instrument and help, etc. Any question? Okay. Kriya siddhi satve bhavati mahatam nopakarane विचेतव्या लंका चरणतरणीयो जलनिधिः विपक्षः पौलस्त्य रणभुवि सहायाश्च कपयः पदातिर्मर्त्योऽसौ सकलमवधीद्राक्षसकुलं क्रियासिद्धिः सत्त्वे भवति महतां नोपकरणे भाषाभ्यासः अद्यतन भाषाभ्यासः अस्तु अहम् आह्वानं करोमि मीना मुत्तय्यवर्ये अन्म्यूट् कर्तुं शक्यते वा भवत्या स्वागतं
नमस्ते महोदय
नमस्ते वर्ये तु अत्र भाषाभ्यासः इत्यस्मिन् सामान्यतया अस्माभिः या कापि छात्रा वा यः कोऽपि छात्रः वा पठति सावकाशतया शनैः पठति तो तत्र मध्ये मध्ये यत्किमपि वदनीयमस्ति चेत् तत् वदामि अहम् अद्यतनपाठः अस्ति प्रेरणा अथवा इम्परेटिव् मूड् इम्परेटिव् इत्युक्ते आग्रहः एतादृश ओके टु इम्प्लोर् to command, these forms are all in imperative, but prerana is much better for us to understand, to encourage people to do something. Okay, so that sense, so agnya, prerana, prarthana, all under that prerana. So Bhagini, kindly slowly read the Sanskrit and the English translations, pausing, and if there is something I will intervene, otherwise you can keep continuing.
हाँ महोदय. Verb prerana, imperative mood. परस्मैपदी प्रथम पुरुषः एकवचनं बहुवचनं third person singular and plural. बालकः लिखतु, let the boy write.
See here they have give the sense of let the boy write, let or may the boy write, this kind of thing. Okay, so there is not like a complete sense that he must write, but in context using the kaku that also can be taken. The boy must write can also be taken. It's a little flexible and leaves it to the kaku and the gahanata of the occasion to interpret the severity of the prerana. Okay, continue Bhagini.
Saha vahatu. Let him carry. Eshaha davatu. Let this person run. Gayakaha gayatu. Let the singer sing. Sevakaha vastram prakshalayatu. Let the servant wash the clothes. Bala shlokam patatu. Let the girl read the verse. Ayam prashnam prichatu. Let this person, masculine, ask the question. Pitamaha Kashim gachatu. Let grandfather go to Kashi. Nataha nrityantu. Let the
Nrityantu.
nrityantu.
Correct.
Shuddham va mahoday?
Shuddham.
Let the dancers dance. Te vasantu. Let them recite.
Just give a pause. Okay. Last two that Bhagini read is in Bahuvachana. Okay. Till the 8th example was all Ekavachana. Likhatu, Vahatu, Dhavatu, Gayatu, Prakshalayatu, Pathatu, Pruchatu, Gachatu. What is the difference? In Samanya present tense, we have seen Likhati, Vahati, Dhavati, Gayati, etc. So now it has switched to two endings to switch over from what was a statement in Latlakara to Prerana in Lot Lakara. Okay, this is called Lot Lakara. I had not mentioned that. So also remember, technically it is good to know this is called Lot Lakara. Lot means Agnyayam athava Preranayam. Lot. See Prerana, Agnya, Prarthana ityadishu Lot. Okay. So एकवचने एतावत् तदनन्तरं यथा नृत्यन्ति इति लट्लकारे नकारेण साकं भवति तथैव अत्रापि भिन्नं किमपि न तु इत्येव अन्तः परन्तु नकारेण साकं नृत्यन्तु इति क्लेशः नास्ति बहु नटाः नृत्यन्तु नटाः नृत्यन्ति इति वचनं तत्र नटाः नृत्यन्तु इति सूचना subtle difference. Nataha nrityantu iti guruhu vadati. Nataha nrityanti. The guru says, you guys dance, and then they dance like that. Okay. Te vasantu, may they live, reside. Okay. So this kind of examples. So Bhagini, continue through the completion. Yeah.
Mahoday.
11th.
Bhikshukaha atantu. Let the beggars wander. Vrishabhaha charantu. Let the bulls graze. Chatraha prashnam prichantu. Let the pupils ask question. Sarve geetam smarantu. Let all remember the song. Vaidyaha aushadam yachantu. Let the physicians give medicine. Mahilaha abaranani pashyantu. Let women see the ornaments.
Is that statement even possible? Next will be Krinantu. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. Very well read. Very clear diction. Thank you. From which state you are, Bhagini?
Bangalore, sir.
Oh, Mangaluru. Oh, Namma Mangaluru.
Bangalore.
Oh, B, Bangalore. Oh, innu
first, this is a second class I'm joining. I'll be at work, sir. So I have seen your videos. I'm able to follow. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for joining today. Okay. Thanks for joining. And because we have somehow been having only about 19-20 people attending, but they're all my study student. So when I saw this new name, I said, okay, let me invite Bhagini. Thanks.
Thank you, Mom.
So we saw plural example, singular example. So I just have, what I have done is in the top there, I have made with the lik dhatu, even including dvivachana, because we so light on dvivachana, better to study that also. So saha likhatu, tau likhatam, te likhantu. How was it in lat? Saha likhati, te tau likatah, te likanti. was there. Likataha was there. Alpa pranataha. So here tau likatam. May they too write. May they too masculine. May they too feminine. Te likatam and te artaha likhantu, which we saw plenty examples of such things. Okay. So the two red ones are what are the examples in the sentences here, but the black one also is important. Dvivachana. Okay. So parasmaipadi lik dhatoho prathama प्रथमा पुरुषे प्रथम पुरुषे प्रथमे इत्यतः प्रथम पुरुषे इति ओके तो लोट लकारे प्रेरणा आज्ञा प्रार्थनायाम एवं रूपाणि सः लिखतु तौ लिखतां ते लिखन्तु इति तो अत्र किम् अन्ते संस्कृतभारत्याः ग्रन्थे किं लिखितमस्ति द वर्ब्स इन द अबव सेंटेंसेस आर इन द इंपरेटिव और प्रेरणा मूड. One minute, let me mute everyone. Some sound is coming through. Okay. Okay, all right. The verbs in the above sentences are in the imperative prerana mode. Prerana means giving an order. See, even including that, extending an offer, making a request, or giving permission. See, extending an offer. Making it, that's a quite unusual bhava, right? Extending an offer, making a request. Most generally, it will be in this making a request class. And when a king is telling a servant, it is giving permission. Atiti gacchatu. May the atiti proceed. That proceed sense, the impersonal way of directing in third person. Okay. So bhavan gacchatu, like that. Okay. So prerana. In these sentences, the above verbal form should be used. So it's important to see the moods: giving an order, extending an offer, making a request, and giving permission. Beautiful. So now we obviously have to very quickly. Earlier we were given lot of relaxation, only pulling, only that, only this, like that, very limited scope and lot of sentences. Now they are a little bit exhilarating for us. Ekavachana, Bahuvachana all together mixed up, though they have tried to keep them little distinct. First few Ekavachana, then few plural, like that. Now today, now we are progressing from Prathama Purusha to Madhyama Purusha to Uttama Purusha also rapidly. Okay, for the same lot lakara. Obviously today they are sticking to Parasmaipadi. Let us look forward. Yeah, in the same lesson they are pushing us to Atmanipadi also. So today entire lot lakara will be presented. Okay, with examples. Okay, so good. So let me invite Anita Rangaraj Varye.
नमस्ते नमस्ते
नमस्ते
महोदय
नमस्ते वर्ये स्वागतं तो इदानीं भवत्या मध्यमपुरुषः इति आरभ्य 10 वाक्यानां पठनं सावकाशतया करणीयं करोतु
मध्यम पुरुष सेकंड पर्सन सिंगुलर एंड प्लूरल
एकवचनं बहुवचनं च
एकवचनम एंड बहुवचनम
हम्म,
त्वम गच्छ यू मे गो त्वम उत्तिष्ठ यू शैल स्टैंड अप त्वम क्षीरम पिब यू शैल ड्रिंक मिल्क त्वम भिक्षाम यच्छ यू शैल गिव आर्म्स त्वम सत्यम वद you shall speak the truth. Yuyam vadata.
Let's pause here. So Bhagini read very well. So you see, the just like in, for example, Kannada also, the Kriya Pada or the Dhatu takes its shortest form in Madhyapama or Purusha Ekavachana. Hogu, ba, nillu, like that we say, no? Ao, jao, kada ho jao. Like these kind of things, they are the curt commands or tend to be the shortest to give the impact. This is there exactly from even Samskritam. The dhatu takes almost its shortest form in lot madhyama purusha ekavachana. Gaccha, uttishta, piba, yacha. Almost you can see apostrophe at the end. Instead of the full stop that they have used, I would use the apostrophe to give the kaku. Tvam gaccha, tvam uttishta, tvam kshiram piba. Like that, it's not like a mere statement. It is like, apostrophe is essential to give the written kaku, to show that it is like a request or a command. Okay, how much of what it is depends on the actual situation and the voice that persons use. Okay, this tvam Piba is very, very almost like a agraha. Not really like a request, almost like an agraha. Whereas when you use a third person sense, a little bit relaxed it is. Bhavan pibatu, instead of tvam piba, has a little bit more coercion, like a mother telling the child, that kind of coercion, not anything else. Now Bahuvachana, from the 6th onwards, Bahuvachanas. Okay, so Vada takes a little bit more expanded form. That's what Bhagini will continue the reading. Yeah.
Yuyam vadata. You shall speak.
Hmm.
You plural.
You all, you just convert it to you all shall speak better.
Yeah, you all shall speak.
Hmm.
Yuyam namata. You shall salute.
Hmm.
Yuyam vanam gachata. You may go to the forest.
You all may go to
You
the
all.
forest.
Yeah. Yuyam devam pashyata. You all may see the God. Yuyam vakyam likhata. You all may write a sentence.
So at least number 9 cannot be a command unless they meant Deva only as the Vigrahita Deva. Actual Deva, you cannot command people to see. God has to permit them to be seen, for him to be seen. Anyway, funny, but so Vadata, Namata, Gachata, Pashyata, Likata, not Mahaprana, Alpaprana. Okay, so if you see this here, Parasmaipadi Gam Dhatuhu, Madhyama Purushe, Lotlakare Preranayam Agnayam Prarthanayam, Tvam Gacha, Yuvam Gachatam, Yuyam Gachatha. Sorry, Gachata. Gachatha is there somewhere else, so you need to be careful. Okay, so Gachata, Yuyam Gachata. So you all may or shall go, like that. Okay, you too may or shall go is Gachatam. So Tvam Gacha. Yum gachata is the focus, but yuam gachatam, like that. Okay. Later we will combine the 3 purushas and study them for both parasmay atmane so that we can memorize. But right now I'm just showing the request forms related to what sentences we are reading. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. Very well read. Thank you very much. Dhanya Varye, Dhanya P. Can you unmute yourself? Dhanya P. No. Harshita.
महोदय नमस्ते महोदय
नमस्ते वर्ये तो भवत्याः अस्ति उत्तमपुरुषपठनम्
उत्तमपुरुषः एकवचनं बहुवचनं फर्स्ट पर्सन सिंगुलर एंड प्लूरल अहं गच्छ गच्छ गच्छनि
दीर्घमस्ति अतः गच्छानि
अहं गच्छानि लेट मी और shall I shall go
Actually, shall I go? See, this is as though I have written little mixed up. I would say, let me go or shall I go? Okay. It is a little bit prashnarthaka. This Uttama Purusha lot is a little bit prashnarthaka because why will you use lot with yourself? Aham, I am. How would you do prerana to yourself? So there is a little bit prashnarthaka sense. Aham gachani, like that we actually use in the sense. Okay. Hey, does that mean shall I go from here the way you are talking? Like that. The way always kalahas end, right? So that is the gachani sense. Continue, Bhagini.
अहं पत्रं लिखामि let me or shall I write a letter
Actually, Bhagini, just do one thing. Whenever you see the slash, no, just say,
ma'am.
let me write a letter and I shall shall I write a letter? That way you say. I shall is not very accurate. Shall I is better. There is a little bit of questioning here. Okay. Continue.
अहं पाठं पठामि let me read the lesson वयं पिबामः let us drink वयं प्रश्नं पृच्छामः shall we ask the question
Okay. Only one thing. only with the ekavachana there is a little bit prashnartaka sense, in the sense of reversing I shall to shall I is there built into the gachani sense. When it comes
Ama.
to avam or vayam, because it is not me alone, the speaker alone deciding, there is a little bit of prarthana, prerana bhava more there accurately. So vayam gachava, sorry, avam gachava, vayam gachama, or avam pibava, vayam pibama is like a group collective prerana by one party in the group to the rest of them in the same
Mahodaya,
group. Yes, Bhagini. What happened? Hello, Harshita Bhagini, are you able to hear? Oh, I think there is some
able
trouble.
to hear Mahodaya.
Okay. Can one other person unmute and tell whether they heard everything I said?
Mahodaya.
Yeah, we heard
Ah.
everything.
Oh, I think the problem was at Harshita's end. That's okay. She is back now. So with Dvivachana and Bahuvachana, we shall is better order. Okay, we shall. So we can stick to that I shall, we shall everywhere because both are conveyed there. So continue, Bhagini, from number 5. You repeat. Sorry, number 4 onwards. You repeat. Some trouble for Harshita Bhagini.
Vayam nagaram gachama.
Harshita Bhagini, what is happening? You are having some internet bursty trouble. Okay. So unfortunately, internet is troubling you. So I will switch to someone else to continue the reading for now until you have sorted your problems. Okay. I'm sorry. So let me invite. No gentlemen almost in my group today. Arun NN. Arun. Arun Varya, can you unmute yourself? Milind Varya, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Milind Varya, just go from plural onwards, number 4 onwards. Yeah.
Vayam. Vayam pibama. Let us drink. We shall drink. Vayam prashnam pruchhama. Let us ask the question. We shall ask the question. Vayam geetam gayama. Let us sing a song. We shall sing a song. Vayam nagaram gachhama. Let us go to the town. We shall go to the town. Vayam desham rakshama. Let us guard the nation. We shall guard the nation. Vayam gramam pravishyama. Let us enter the village. We shall enter the village. Vayam durgunani tyajama. Let us give up bad qualities.
Wonderful. Thanks, Mohodaya. Well read. So, gachani, gachava, gachama. So, aham gachani, avam gachava, vayam gachama. So, uttama purusha preranartaka. Okay. So, we have seen all the 3 forms. So, now we have to study the Atmanepadi, right? So, they have switched us to Atmanepadi and they have gone for Prathama Purusha as usual. Initially, they are little bit what you call kind to us. They have given more examples here of Prathama Purusha Ekavachana and Bahuvachana distinctly. So, because Atmanepadi is a little bit tougher, they have made us understand more, and they also use the opportunity to bring into our attention which are Atmanepadi dhatus so that we collect them. I told you we will create our own scratch pad of all this listing. No? So these kind of sections help us. So bhash dhatu, okay. Swadatam. Oh, interesting. Swad dhatu, I think, but swad comes here. Okay. So like this. Anyway, don't need to worry what dhatu. You can just note down whatever form you are studying also. Okay. So as the Atmanepadi dhatu. But I use, what I do is when I see these things, I use a portal called ashtadhyayi.com. You can check it out. Ashtadhyayi.com. Very simple spelling. ASHTA. DHAYA, dhyayi.com. I'll send the link in the WhatsApp group. It's very useful. There the entire dhatu pata is there as key. You can enter the keyword of any form. For example, if you type in bhashatam, then you will literally be taken to the exact subtable under which it is present. And once you click that, you will literally get all the forms: lat lakara, lang lakara, lot lakara. You can scroll down and check it. Okay. Or if you just know the dhatu name, you can enter that, and then also you can go there. Or you can just keep scrolling from dhatu to dhatu. It will show the entire list. So all the 10 odd lakaras, and for those that are ubhayapadi in both the atmane and parasmaya, everything it will show. And that is in the first sub-tab. It will show that. In the next sub-tab, it will show how to do karmani conversions. Next, it will show how the kridanta forms appear, some popular kridanta forms. There's too many forms. So the popular kridanta forms. Then they have another section where they show some examples of the dhatu occurring in the literature. Enormous amount of work has been put by many volunteers and one primary engineer who is the prime mover for that portal called Nilesh Bodas Varya. He's a youngster. He's doing wonderful work for Samskritam. He is or was a some great software professional for Google who did some phenomenal work over there. I think it continues to do. I'm not too sure about that aspect, but he has dedicated himself largely also to teach and learn Sanskritam in its complete form. So he has created this Ashtadhyaya portal, which is unparalleled to anything else. So he's integrated even Koshanvesha, Sabda Rupas, all the many popular Namapada Shabda Rupas, and innumerable things. Lot of video lessons are there, but the video lessons of his are at an advanced level because he's working at a very high level. So it will be useful for you after you do your Kovida to go to his classes. Okay, so today we'll select someone to read for us. Okay, Rupa Jadhavarye, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
स्वागतं तो आत्मनेपदी प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनयोः उदाहरणान् पठनं क्रियताम्
सः भाषताम्, let him speak. बालः रसं स्वादताम्.
Swadatam iti asti. I will check it. It almost sounds, you're right, almost sounds like it should have been Swadatam. Let us cross check later separately. All right.
Let the boy taste the juice. खगः आकाशे इयताम्.
Dayatam.
Sorry, dayatam. Sorry. Dayatam. Let the bird fly in the sky.
A small pause. See this Khaga. See this name Khaga. It is a beautiful name. Kham is sky and Ga is to go. So Khagha is a name for a bird from the fact that it flies in the sky. Okay, and daya dhatu is the flying dhatu. So dayatam, may it fly in the akasha. So the name, it's funny, this phrase, the name of the bird itself explains that it actually is named because it flies in the sky. So the statement is stating the obvious. Kagaha akashe dayatam. Yaha kage kham khe gachati. Khe, I think, is the saptami. Okay, gachati. So, continue, Bhagini.
Sah kashtam sahatam. May he put up with suffering. Guruhu chhatran parikshatam. Let the teacher test the students.
If you see, some places they have used may, some places they have used let. Okay, it's a little bit variable bhava is there. Either is okay. You can extend it to a should, but normally agraha is not put here. Okay, continue, Bhagini.
Bhavan utsahatam tam utsahatam. May you show enthusiasm. Balah chitram ikshatam. Let the boy see the picture. Karmakarah yatatam. Okay. Let the worker try. Sabhyah bhashatam
Bhashatam.
bhashatam. Okay, let the member speak.
See Sabhya, you see this name Sabhya. Here now today in our mother tongues we take the meaning of Sabhya as some gentleman, one who is having good behavior, etc., etc. But in its original form, it simply is a member of a sabha. And if it is a sabha, better be he a gentleman. Okay, so Sabhya taking the meaning of our colloquial languages as a gentle person who is having grace, etc., is not incorrect. But final simple derivation is he is a member of the sabha. Okay, whatever sabha he belongs to. So let the member speak is that's why you will be startled. What is this member business for sabhya? Okay, that is the business. Okay, original meaning.
Deepah prakashatam. Let the lamp glow.
So instead of what we saw, gachatu, khadatu, etc., we switch to bhashatam, swadatam, dayatam, sahatam. So wherever bhashate, swadate or swadate, dayate, sahate, parikshate अथवा ikshate, utsahate, okay. Actually, sahate is only variant. Sahat, see, utsahate, sahat. Then iksha, original version of that pariksha. So ikshate, yatate, bhashate, kashate is the original dhatu, pra is the upasarga, prakashate. Okay, so all this now switch to tam 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 business with lot lakara from lat te to tam of lot. Mostly you guys will be using third person singular, so that's why the initial stress on third person singular with lot of examples is a good one. Okay, so then in a statistically lower proportion, we go to the other purushas and vachanas normally. So thanks Bhagini, well read. So let me now invite. Let us try with Arun Varya whether he is less shy now. Arun Varya, can you join us to help us out read these things? Excellent. Welcome, sir. So your section is here. Right from this you start reading, sir.
From where, sir?
Prathama Purushah Bahuvachanam.
प्रथमपुरुषः बहुवचनं ते स्पर्धन्तां let them compete.
Compete.
Let them compete. जनाः पंडितं श्लाघन्तां. Let the people praise the scholar. छात्राः उत्तरं ऊहन्तां. Let the students guess the answer.
Okay, just a pause. So if you see what is happening now, what was spardhatam? There was no spardh in the earlier set, but we know it would have been there. So spardhatam has gone to spardhantam. Shlaghatam has got to shlagantam. As usual, our nakara has entered into the picture for prathama purusha bahuvachana. So spardhantam, shlaghantam, fairly easy now. And obviously the subject, the karta also is in plural to correspond to the plurality of the verb. In fact, the verb is in plural because the karta is in plural. It is the other way around a little bit. So, Mahodaya has read first three sentences. Let him continue from number 4. Varya.
Sarve modantam. All may enjoy. Alasaha na palayantam. Let not the lazy escape.
Okay.
Bhavantaha ma kidyantam. You do not
Khidyantam. Yeah.
kidyantam. You do not get depressed.
Kheda, you know, khedanam, kheda. It is from the same khid dhatu. Okay, khidyate. It has a built-in yakara because it belongs, I think, to the though the dhatu is khid, there is an additional yakara due to the gana vikarana. So khidyate is the atmanepadi lat form. Khidyante is the bahuvachana. In lot bahuvachana khidyantam. So instead of te, tam. So bhavantaha ma khidyantam. Now let us focus a little bit on this ma. Okay, how is ma different from na? Okay, it's an important distinction. Okay, ma is a different avyaya than na. Okay, and usually ma is more like a prohibitive sense than na. Na is used more in the classic does not sense. Okay, and ma is used in the sense of may not, should not. So ma goes much better with the lot lakara. Ma goes much better with the lot lakara in the sense of command. Okay, ma gacchatu, don't go. So nagachatu is not as effective. It is not incorrect. It is not effective as saying ma gachatu. Ma is that prohibitive na. Okay, so it has a built-in adhikara to it, which a na doesn't have. So I know the adhikara is brought in by the lot lakara kriyapada, but ma also as a noun packs a little bit adhikara. Okay, so it's important to note that they just thrown it in the middle there. I wish they explained a little bit somewhere. Okay.
Mahilaha na lajjantam. Let not the women folk feel shy. Karyani vardhantam. Let the jobs increase.
Okay, one pause. Number 7 was not applicable to our group. In our group, Purushaha na lajjantam, I have to say. Because they hardly come forward. They are in small count even in the class. So they looks like they are having lajja in the classroom. Mahilas have no such problem in my class, making mistakes and learning. Okay, number 8.
Karyani vardhantam. Let the jobs increase.
Hmm.
Bhavatyaha na tvarantam. May you not hurry.
Feminine. See, what is
Feminine.
fem is feminine. Bhavatyaha. Instead
Bhavatyaha.
of, see, bhavati, bhavatyau, bhavatyaha. May you all, in third person, of course, you in third person. So, nat tvarantam. So, may you all not hurry. Okay.
Chhatraha punaha yatantam. Let the students try again.
Nice. So some of these sentences make me laugh because I usually, when I say a sentence, I try to imagine the context. For me, it has to fall into some storyline. So that's why sometimes we laugh at these sentences because sometimes they are totally meaningless combinations in the context. But anyway, so nice reading. So we saw Bahuvachana of Atmanepadi dhatus in lot or the Prerana Bhava. So thank you very much, Varya. Well done.
Thank you. Dhanyawad.
So let us see who else can help us today. Neelima Divekar Varye. Neelima Divekar Varye.
Namaste.
Namaste Varye. So Bhavatyaha गणद्वयं मध्यमपुरुष एकवचन अपि च बहुवचनं दशवाक्यानां पठनं भवद्भिः करणीयम् अत्र आरभ्य.
मध्यमपुरुषः एकवचनं त्वं क्षमस्व.
Oh, Bhagini is coming all the way from US, I think. Yes. Thanks. Thanks. Now, when I heard your soft voice, I immediately remembered children sleeping.
त्वं यतस्व. You may try. त्वं कष्टं सहस्व. You may put up with the difficulty. त्वं त्रायस्व. You may protect. त्वं स्पर्धस्व. You may compete.
So all these are in the ekavachana. Tvam, swa, 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 like that. Okay. So earlier it was a tvam tishtha, tvam gaccha, tvam khadha, like that, right? So here it is kshamasva, yatasva, sahasva, little bit softer than the harsh nature of parasmaipadi. The atmanepadi has a little bit softer ending, but yatasva, kshamasva, sahasva, like that. Okay. So nice. Okay. So Bhagini has read us through the ekavachana. Now she shift to bahuvachana forms. Continue, Bhagini.
मध्यमपुरुषः बहुवचनं. यूयं भाषध्वं. You may speak. यूयं सहध्वं. You may tolerate. यूयं स्पर्धध्वं. You may contest. यूयं यतध्वं. You may try. यूयं उहध्वं. You may imagine.
Okay, so this guy, I kind of wish this had just a dwa ending to give the sense of a little bit curtness that is involved here, like the swa had, but this has got a m also in the end. Bhashadvam, sahadvam, spardadvam, yatadvam, uhadvam. So we have Tvam yatasva yuvam yatetham. Yatetham yuyam yatadvam. Okay. So yatasva yatetham yatadvam. It's not easy, the Madhyama Purusha declension, but that's what it is. Okay. Huh. So now we will select someone else to help us. Let us see if Dhanya is able to join us now. Dhanya Varye, did you participate earlier? Not too sure.
No, sir.
Welcome Bagini. So you get Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam and Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. You have the help of, looks like Srimati Varya is standing there to help us, right from Bengal. Continue Bagini.
Okay. Uttama Purushaha Ekavachanam. First person singular. Vandai. I shall salute. Aham Shai. I shall speak.
Okay, so can you repeat from one? Some voice got lost. Slowly, yeah, repeat.
Aham Vandai. I shall salute. Aham Bhashai. I shall speak. Aham Sahai. I shall endure. Aham Uhai. I shall guess. Aham Yatai. I shall attempt.
So these are also quite curt short forms, but I ending. Okay. So aham mandai, aham bhashai, aham sahai, etc. So aham yatai, avam yatavahai, vayam yatamahai. So yatai and yatamahai examples are there. So now Bagili will now progress to Uttama Purusha. Continue Bagini.
Uttama Purushaha Bahuvachanam. First person plural. Vayam Bhashamahai. We shall speak. Vayam Vandamahai. We shall salute. Vayam Ikshamahai. We shall perceive. Vayam Kashtam Sahamahai. We shall endure suffering. Vayam Parikshamahai. We shall examine.
Excellent. Thanks, Bagini. Well read. So you have learned the different forms of Parasmaipada and Atmanepada verbs in imperative mode. Given below is one each of Parasmaipada and Atmanepada roots conjugated fully in imperative mode in the next slide. I don't know, in the last slide I read this. Next they are going to just say Atmanepadi we are reading. Okay, nothing special. So now in the next, thanks Bagini. So in the next slide they have given us, or basically in the next portion in the textbook, they have given us Gam Dhatu and Vanda Dhatu in the lot. Which is the popular, actually it's good, the dhatus they give are very good to work with. Gacchatu, gacchatam, gacchantu, gaccha, gacchatham, gacchata, gacchani, gacchava, gacchama. Then vandatam, vandetam, vandantam, vandasva, vandetham, vandadhvam, vandai, vandavahai, vandamahai. So this is what we have to memorize. I have slightly including the full Sarvanama, Suchaka, Namapada, Karta, as well as the English translation I have written. Nothing different from that. Instead of Gam Dhatu, I have chosen Lik, and instead of Vand, I have chosen Yat. Okay, that's all. So, Saha Likatu, Tau Likhatam, Te Likhantu, Tvam Likha, Yuvam Likhatam, Yuyam Likhata, Aham Likhani, Avam Likhava, Vayam Likhama. Saha Yatatam, Tau yatetam, te yatantam, tvam yatasva, yuvam yatetham, yuyam yatadhvam, aham yatai, avam yatavahai, vayam yatamahai. This, it's not very common that we learn lot so well practiced as we do Latlakara. Obviously, we focus a lot on Latlakara. If we know Latlakara very well, you are going to easily be able to convert it to Bhavishyat Kala, which we will learn in the next lesson. In the 6th lesson, focus is on Bhavishyat Kala. Bhavishyat Kala is very easy. Okay, It is like just adding Ishya to lat and you remember Gachati, Gamishyati. Sometimes the dhatus change a little bit, but it's easy to remember. So the problem is usually in lung and lot. Okay, in the Bhutakala. Bhutakala Pratama Purusha also is easy. After that it becomes a little difficult. But lot, it takes practice. Okay, focused practice. Okay, so this is what. So now they are unrelenting. Okay, so now they want to teach us Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay, so what we will do, because we have had about 55 minutes of lesson and it's a good time to take a water break. So we will take a 3-minute water break, gather back around 11:58 to continue learning from Dvitiya Vibhakti onwards. Take your water breaks now and we'll come back and gather back and continue. Okay, welcome back. We have hit a record number in attendance now, 20. Thank you. Okay, so now we are moving to learn about Dvitiya Vibhakti forms. Okay, they have focused a lot on Kriya Padas, and of course, as part of Kriya Pada learning, we have seen lot of usage of Karta and Karma also. nothing new. But now they are focusing more classically, explaining you under what context Dvitiya Vibhakti gets applied. Okay, distinctly from only for karma. Okay, so we will see these things. Dvitiya Vibhakti. Till now, you have learned the different forms of verbs. Now, try to understand the various case endings. For those of you who have not followed one of my earlier lessons where I focused on Karaka and all that, I bring your attention to the, I think, session 13. Session 13, I wish you to revise a portion where we talked of some extra material, talking about how the different vibhaktis play around the verb, etc. Okay, it's a little bit out of syllabus, but it sets because we are largely we know we are not children, so it is not heavy to introduce those terminologies a little ahead. Okay, so I have spent some time explaining those concepts in session 13. So I bring your attention to revise that to check out what this Karaka business and Vibhakti business is a little bit about. Okay, so now and then I keep dropping those terms, though it's not expected to drop those terms as part of the lesson. I am doing that. So Dvitiya Vibhakti. So till now you have learned different forms of verbs. In fact, you will continue to learn. Bhavishyat Kala is coming later. Now try to understand the various case endings. Okay, for nouns obviously. So observe the following sentences. So they have written a whole lot of sentences. To save time, I'll just continue reading myself. Chitrakarah chitram likhati. Chitrakarah likhati. A painter writes. Kim likati? Chitram likati. He writes a picture. Okay. Takshakah kashtham takshati. Takshakah takshati. Takshakah, the woodworker, carpenter. Okay, carpenter. So takshati does carpentry or works on wood. Kim takshati? Kashtham takshati. Actually here it is kam because kashtaha is pullinga. Kashtham is in Dvitiya and it's not an Napumsakalinga Shabda. But when we don't know the answer, we can ask Kim takshati. Answer can be Kashtham takshati in pullinga, or you can ask kam takshati and Kashtham takshati. Okay. We have to, especially from the south, we are not used to linga of non people, so we get struggle with this kam takshati principle. Kam sounds almost like which male does he does carpentry upon. No, it is quite common that lingas are there for everything, not just people. So it is a new concept for us. We have to kind of fall into that. So takshakaha kashtam takshati. So 1 and 2 suffix here refers to some English translations that they have given in the textbook. Here it is there in blue here. So takshakaha, carpenter, takshati, chops. Okay. I I doubt a carpenter's takshana is chopping. It's probably working on the wood. But anyway, they almost like a woodcutter. They have given chops. Okay, fun. Okay. Kapayah tarun arohanti. Kapayah arohanti. So plurality of arohana, which means climbing, is done by the kapis. So kapayah arohanti. Kim arohanti can be asked, but here it is taruhu. So tarun, pullinga shabda, just like vrikshaha, vrikshan. Okay, same way taru is an alternative shabda for vriksha. So vrikshan atava tarun arohanti. So in this case, they have happened to also give the bahuvachana form of the target, which is climbed upon, which is the trees. So monkeys climbed the tree. They climb, not climbed, sorry. Climb. Lat lakara only. The trees. Munayah Ramapatim Abhajan. Abhajan. Now they have shifted to Lang Bhutakala. See, whatever they have taught you, they are trying to switch through those forms so that we also practice it now. So Munayah Bhajanti or Munayah Abhajan. They prayed. Okay, finished their prayer. They prayed. What? Ramapatim Abhajan. Rama is Parvati. Ramapatihi is Shiva. Ramapatim Shivam Mahadevam Abhajan. Okay. Shishavaha Shabdarupavalim Pathanti. Shishavaha, the kids, Pathanti, they read. Obviously, they don't read Kalidasa's Kritis. Shabdarupavalim Pathanti. Shabdarupavali ityukte I etadrisha Pathanam. So, Rup Avali, Avalihi in Sanskritam means list. Avalihi, list Shabdarupavalim. Okay, Pathanti, karma position. Kavayah Padyani Likhanti. Kavayah Kani Likhanti, Padyani Likhanti. Okay, this is karma, Dvitiya Bahuvachana. Padyam is Napumsaka, so it takes the Bahuvachana form Padyani, like Phalani. Padyam, Padye, Padyani. Dvitiyayamapi punaha Padyam, Padye, Padyani. Iti यथा प्रथमायां तथा द्वितीयायाम् अपि नपुंसकशब्दानां गतिः. धीराः गिरीन् आरोहन्ति. धीराः, सो ये धैर्यं स्थापयन्ति. मनस्थैर्यम् इत्युक्ते धैर्यता तत्र. तो धैर्यं ये मनसि स्थापयन्ति ते आरोहन्ति. कान् आरोहन्ति? गिरीन्, the mountain tops. Okay, Giri is actually the top of the mountain. So Girin arohanti. Shatravaha nagarim akramanti. See, Nagari is also available. Nagaram is also available. Okay, so Nagari is strilinga form. Okay, so if you love Bengaluru too much, you can say Bengaluru Nagari also. Shatravaha nagarim akramanti. Okay, so the enemies occupy the town. Okay, attack, sorry. Akramanti also means they cross over the border and come in. Miss Akramana also is in the sense of attack. Chatraha Gurun Aprichan. The student asked the many teachers. So it is in some assembly. So the student asked the many teachers. Why Chatra? Okay. Chatram asti iti Chatraha. So in the olden days, the student symbolically or as a requirement used to carry this Tadapatra Chatra. They used to carry that Chatri. We call in Kannada, no? That one. Okay, that is Chatram. So Chatraha iti Chatram ye nayanti iti nayati saha Chatraha. So that's the how the name, not some exotic derivation. Very nice, simple derivation. Okay. When they used to do Kashi Yatra, they will take the Chhatri. Now even today only you will see that in marriages. Just before the poor Vadhu has to invite him back to the house, he takes off with a Chatha. That one. Guravaha Uttarani Avadan. So the gurus, Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha. So when plurality of gurus, Avadan, they said. What did they say in the past? Uttarani Avadan. They said the answers, means they told the answers. Sita Manin Ayachat. Sita Devi or some Sita simply. So she gave many monies, many money, small jewel pieces that you use to construct your haras. Okay, so she gave that. Okay, so this is partially even true. She would have given something to Hanuman, right? So it's, you can, I don't know if she gave a lot of them, but I think she gave one money, if I remember right. Some name is also there for that.
Diamonds.
But what else?
Chudamani.
Chudamani. Many in the south, many ladies carry that beautiful name Chudamani also. Anganaha Shlokan Gayanti. Angana is a new word. Okay, so Angana, woman. Okay, Angana is one woman, and many women, or however you pronounce in English, is Anganaha. Okay, Shlokan Gayanti. So the ladies, they sing the verses, plurality of verses. Shrutayaha Dharmam Bodhayanti. Shrutihi is Strilinga Shabda for Veda. So Shrutihi, Shruti, Shrutayah, Bahuvachane, Shrutayah iti. Matihi, Mati, Matayah, Mati Shabdavat. So Dharmam Bodhayanti. So the Vedas teach the Dharma is the translation. Okay, Kumari Atithin Pruchati. Kumari means a young damsel. Okay, so Atithin Pruchati. She asks the guests. Okay, what do you want? Bonda, Bajji, whatever. Okay, Tarunyah Shalam Pravishanti. So young ladies enter the school. Shala iti strilinge, to shalam iti bhavati. Shalam pravishanti. So the young ladies enter the school or college in the context. Samitihi anumatim ayachat bhutakala. You see the switches that they are doing. They are switching from eka, bahu, lat to lang. Okay, so far they haven't thrown in a lot. It would have been nice also because just now we learnt, but they are not being harsh on us. So samitihi anumatim ayachat. Samiti is like a committee of English. Okay, anumati is permission. Okay, and then ayachat gave. So samitihi is used in the collective, committee is in singular. It gave the permission. So the committee gave the permission, or whatever authority gave the permission. Vyagraha vanam adhitishtati. Now so far everywhere you saw chitram likati, kashtam takshati, tarun arohanti. These were all pretty much the karma pada for these dhatus, because lekana is a sakarmaka. So what she wrote, what he cut, what they climbed, what they prayed, or something like that you can ask. But tishtati, as you know, tishtati is a akarmaka dhatu. Vyagraha tishtati. That's all. Vyagraha kim tishtati. You cannot ask. What does the tiger stand? No, it's an illegal question, right? Tiger stands. So, but when we put a prefix called adhi, okay, basically this adhi gives this adhi is from adhikarana. Adhi is actually the prefix that comes from the full sense of adhikarana. So it switches, this adhitishtati switches to a locative sense of the verb. Okay, so because there is a locative prefix to the verb, suddenly there is a question of pointing to the location. Now because adhitishtati is a verb, pointing to the location becomes a karma pada. Instead of saying vane adhitishtati, we have to say vanam adhitishtati. Okay, so this you will learn. This is a new form of when to use dvitiya with adhi and few other prefixes that will be taught to us. Okay, so verb upasargas. Okay, vyagraha vanam adhitishtati. So the tiger rules the forest. Almost this adhitishtati has in the sense of rules. Okay, because establishes itself in the forest. So of course in English we say in the forest in Saptami, but here it is vanam in Dvitiya. This is a new learning. It takes a practice to understand the Dvitiya usage, but this is very much part of the Sanskrit grammar. Okay, Upapada Dvitiya we call it. We call this as not necessarily as a karma pada dvitiya, we call it upapada dvitiya. Okay, because the adhi directs this upapada in dvitiya. Kutra adhivasati अथवा adhitishtati itya iti द्वितीयायां स्यात्. वनम adhitishtati, गृहम adhitishtati एवं. Vishnu क्षीराब्धिम adhitishtati. Vishnu establishes himself in the ocean of milk. In the ocean of milk in Saptami in English, but you can say, you can also almost say in English, Vishnu establishes the ocean of milk in that sense, the ocean of milk as a target. Okay, occupies the ocean of milk. Okay, in that sense. Okay, stands in the middle of the ocean of milk. Parvati Kailasa Girim Adhivasati. So Parvati, she rules or stays in Kailasa Giri. Kailasa Parvatasya Girau Sa Asti Vishnuna Sakam. Oh, Mahadevasya Sakam. Kshamyata. Rama Kamalam Adhivasati. So Rama Kamalam Adhivasati. Rama stays in Kamala. So Rama here obviously refers to Lakshmi, because Lakshmi is the one who stays in Kamala, right? So Kamalam Adhivasati. Beautiful description. Okay. Himalayam abhitaha aranyani santi. A third variant. So we saw Karmapada variant, we saw Adhi Upasarga associated variant of Dvitiya Vibhakti. Now we are seeing a third variant, which is Abhitaha Upapada Dvitiya. Abhitaha, few other ones are there. Ubayataha. These variants, they all command where in Dvitiya instead of Saptami. So Himalayam Abhitaha Aranyani Santi. So Abhitaha is around. It has the sense of on both sides. It has the sense of around. Okay, Abhitaha, and then also Ubhayataha. Ubhayataha is very clearly both sides. Abhitaha is more like that Paritaha, around. Okay, so these direct the location in Dvitiya rather than Saptami. Just like that Kamalam, Kshirabdim. Himalayam Abhitaha Aranyani Santi. On all sides or around the Himalaya, the forest is there. Okay, so you can see even in English, around, when we say the Himalaya, we don't say in Himalaya, around in Himalaya. So we say around the Himalaya. So that sense is there in English also. Okay. Kutumbinyah. Kutumbini means a lady who is part of a kutumba. Okay, like Grihini, Kutumbini, Paryayas, like that. Okay, housewife. Yeah, that's what they have used. So we don't appreciate that weird construction of housewife. Not a good English word, I would say. Okay, I like this Kutumbini, Grihini. Grihini is a little bit like Grihe, Asti iti, that there is a sense, but using this wife there is the funny part. Okay, so Kutumbini, Kutumbinyau, Kutumbinyah. Okay, Grihini, Grihinyau, Grihinyah. So Kutumbinyah Devatam Abhitaha Upavishanti. So the ladies of the Kutumba which has come for prayer, they sit around the Devata. Okay. Vaidehi Ramam Vina na viharati. Vina Shabda Upapada Dvitiya. See, so now we are collecting information. So far Karma Pada Dvitiya, and then we have Adhi Upasarga Upapada Dvitiya. Then Abhitaha, we are going to say Ubayataha later, Upapada Dvitiya. Now Vina Upapada Dvitiya. Okay, Vina. Okay, so Vina, you don't need only, you can also use Tritiya, later you will learn, because you know, Tena Vina Trunamapina Chalati, something like that. We have all mugged that up as part of some verse, right? Tena Vina, like that. So Tena is Tritiya Vibhakti. So that is also correct. But you can say Tam Vina also. That is what is being taught here. Tam Vina also is correct, or Ramam Vina. So Vaidehi Ramam Vina na viharati. Vaidehi is an alternate name for Sita. Okay. It will be interesting to see the origin of Vaidehi. Videha Vaidehi. Videha Videhayaha Putri Vaidehi iti syat. Kimartam tata dehamasti kila tasyaha. We will explore that. Why she is called
Janaka is called Videhi.
Oh, is that?
While living, he was like enlightened, so he's like a person without a body.
Oh, Jivan Mukta Janaka. Wonderful, Mahodaya. Now we understand why they. See, the meaning got to me, but I was not able to appreciate it until you reminded me. Janaka is a Jivan Mukta. Yeah. Thanks, Mahodaya. Wonderful. So that's why she is Vaidehi. Okay. Ramam Vina na viharati. She does not do the joyful Atanam, Vihara, without Rama. Ramam Vina na viharati. ऋषयः आहारं विना अपि अथवा विना अपि जीवन्ति. The Rishi Munis, they can live without food for a while for sure. Okay, they say they take energy from the air itself. Sainikaah margam ubhayatah agachan. Sainikaah margam ubhayatah agachan. So ubhayatah has come back in the place of abhitah. So earlier it was Himalayam abhitaya. Here margam ubhayatah. So two examples of vina, they switch back to ubhayatah. So margam ubhayatah agachan. So the soldiers, they went on both sides of the street. Okay, street doesn't have all sides, it has both sides. So ubhayatah. Naryah, nari, naryau, naryah. Huh? Lady, two ladies, many ladies. Nari, naryau, naryah. Naryah griham ubhayatah marjayanti. So the ladies, they clean on both sides of the house. So that is all sentences. I think we got the few senses. Karma pada dvitiya, upapada dvitiyas have many variants. Adhitishtati, adhivasati ityadinam sakashe. Punaha abhitah ubayatah इत्यस्मिन् उपपदे उपपदरूपे स्थलं तु द्वितीयायां हिमालयं गृहम् इत्यादि. तथैव विनापदेन साकमपि येन विना भवति सः यं विना इत्यस्मिन् रूपे भवति. रामं विना इति. Any questions? Okay.
Sir, one question. Actually, this Chitram, Kashtam and all are there. So even in masculine and in Napusakaling, we use the same thing. Ramam, Chitram, Kashtam and all that. Phalam.
So, see, Palam, only distinction for Palam is even in Pratama it is Palam.
Correct.
Okay. Whereas Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramau, Raman. So variation is there in Dvitiya. It looks like Napumsaka in Ekavachana, but you should not get confused. Okay.
Right. So if say for example there is a new word and it is in Dvitiya Vibhakti, and if somebody asks what is the linga of this, it would be difficult, right? I mean, if it is,
it will confuse you. You have to have mentally practiced it Prathama Vibhakti form to know.
Okay.
Correct. That's why we practice the Prathama Ekavachana forms. They are somewhat easier to clue us into the linga. Okay.
Correct. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. So they have now summarized the learning for us. Okay. So exactly what Mahodaya was telling, it's a little bit summarized for the noun. Dvitiya Vibhakti Rupani Akarantanam. So yatra Ramaha Ramau Ramaha iti Prathamayam asit. Tasya Ramam Ramau Raman. Ramau iti yata Prathama Dvivachane asit. Tathaiva Dvitiya Dvivachane api Ramau ityeva. So Prathama एकवचने तु रामम् इति तथैव बहुवचने रामाः इति एकवचने यदासीत् तस्य रामान् इति परिवर्तितरूपं भवति. सो रामः रामौ रामाः रामं रामौ रामान् इति अस्माभिः अभ्यासः करणीयः. तथैव अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग नपुंसकलिङ्गे कथं वनं वने वनानि इति प्रथमायां किल तथैव समानरूपमस्ति द्वितीयायां त्रिषु अपि वचनेषु वनं वने वनानि इत्येव पुनः. ओके. वनं वने वनानि वनं वने वनानि फलं फले फलानि फलं फले फलानि एवम् अस्तु वा. तु तदनन्तरम् आकारान्तः स्त्रीलिङ्गशब्दः रमा शब्दः. रमा रमे रमाः इति प्रथमायाम् आसीत् किल. रमा रमे रमाः. द्वितीयायां केवलं केवले एकवचने रमाम् इति परिवर्तितं भवति. आम् इति दीर्घेण साकं मकारः रमाम्. सो पुनः रमां रमे रमाः. बहुवचने भेदः नास्ति. प्रथमा विभक्ति रूपं यदि पश्यामः, द्वितीया विभक्ति रूपं यदि बहुवचने स्त्रीणां पश्यामः, भेदः नास्ति. अत्र रामान् इति भेदः आसीत्, परन्तु अत्र रमाः इत्येव, सीताः रमाः इत्येव अस्ति. सो रमां रमे रमाः. पुनः प्रथमा विभक्तौ रमा रमे रमाः रमां रमे रमाः इति द्वितीयायाम् अस्तु वा? तो एवमेव इदानीम् इकारान्तानां रूपद्वयं दत्तमस्ति। अहं तु प्रथमाविभक्तौ अपि च द्वितीयाविभक्तौ वच्मि, यथा हरिः हरि हरयः हरिं हरि हरीन्। ओके, तो पुनः हरिः हरि हरयः हरिं हरि हरीन्। एवमेव स्त्रीलिङ्गे मतिः मती मतयः मतिं मती मतीः भिन्नमस्ति। हरीन् इति पुल्लिङ्गे, अत्र मतीः इति ईकारान्तस्य मतिं मती मतीः। ओके, it continues, but we are so far learning up to Dvitiya Vibhakti. Then Dhadi Shabda in Napumsaka. See, Ikaranta is there in Napumsaka also. Dhadi, Dhadini, Dadhini. This Dvivachana they have not given. I am going to show you later. Okay, here it is also written. See, Dhadi, Dhadini, Dadhini. Bottom right of the slide. Okay, Dhadi, Dadhini, Dadhini. Okay, so it's another thing to be practiced. Then Ikaranta, Dirgha Ikaranta, Strilinge. Nadi Shabda. Mati is Hrisva Ikaranta. Mati Matayaha. Nadi Shabda has a slightly variant pronunciation. Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha. Okay, then Nadim, Nadi, Nadyau, Nadihi. Nadim, Nadyau, Nadihi. Like that. Some question was there? Somebody unmuted?
Yes, Mahoday. Mahoday, does this imply that in the Bada Ikarant group, Pulling and Napunsakling words are not there?
No, I mean, they may be rare. They are not given. Okay, I myself am not confident, so they are not there. Okay, but generally it's not the focus, at least what they have given. Okay, but I think the dot because either they want to not go to some strange once in a blue moon word that may be there for to torture you. They may have avoided, or generally it may be because it's absent also. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You cannot conclude from this table that information. That much I am telling you. That's all.
Okay.
That means I don't have an answer for you. In short words. Okay.
No, actually, Mahoday, why I ask this, because I mean, everything is so, I mean, it is like matched, man-to-man matching. I mean, each word has a specific other word to go with it. So therefore, I was wondering whether these are missing or they have been deliberately
likely they are missing. There may not be. I also don't recall Akaranta Napumsaka Shabda or anything like that.
Okay.
I also, but I can't. I have to check the Shabda Kosha to see, some rare, some corner case somewhere exists.
Okay, then.
So then Guru Shabda, Ukarantas. So Guru Shabda for Pullinga and Madhu Shabda for Strilinga. They have Gurum and Gurun. So Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha, Gurum, Guru, Gurun. Similarly, Madhu is different. Okay, Madhu, Madhuni, Madhuni, Madhu, Madhuni, Madhuni. No upasargas anywhere. Okay, so Madhu, Madhuni, Madhuni. Then same form in Dvitiya also. In Napumsaka we have seen Pratama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti don't show any distinction. Whatever the Antakriya, whether it is Akaranta, Ikaranta, Ukaranta, they are not torturing us with Halanta Shabdas. Remember that Napumsakalinga has Halanta Shabdas like Naman, these kind of Shabdas, Nakaranta, Takaranta, Sakarantas, they come and trouble us a lot. Okay, they are also to be practiced over time. So let us see what they have to say here. All words ending in a in masculine Pullinga are declined like Rama, and those in neuter Napumsaka are declined like in Vana. Feminine 3 words ending in a are like Rama. Masculine words ending in I and U are like Hari and Guru. And feminine words ending in I and E are like Mati and Nadi respectively. It's a generic statement to say we have given some prototypes, but you can kind of extend it to other similar Anta Shabdas. Of course, one or two fall out of this generic statement. Sometimes you will have two variants of ikarantas because of some other rule kicking in for some pratipadika. So, but that's okay. They are not the rule. They are the exceptions. Okay. So just like these Vanaras are wondering with these words, we also have to wonder. By the way, why I have the Vanaras above the Hari Shabda, I want to bring attention. Hari is name of course, Vishnu, but it is also the name of Vanaras. Okay, Vanaras also called Hari. Okay, so it is applicable to Hari also. Vanaras also, Hari Shabda. Anyway, so next what they have given, Sarvanama Shabdanam Rupani, because next they are the important ones for us, and they are quite different from these normal Namapadas, because they tend to be Dakarantas and all that. So Dakaranta, Makaranta, Dakasi, all the Sarvanama Shabda have their own play. That's why they have given. But we will practice them anyway. Tad Shabda is Saha for Pullinga, Sa for Strilinga, and Tat for Napumsakalinga. Usually the Napumsakalinga's Pratipadika and first similar. Okay, Tad. Similarly, Etad. In fact, you can call it Etad Shabda also, but they call it Etad because it's treated like Dakaranta. Okay, Etad. And it becomes Tat due to some Chartva Sandhi we call it. Okay, so originally the Pratipadika is Tad. So Tad Shabda has Sahataute, Tam Tautan in Pullinga. So Tam and Tan they have shown, but we have to say Sahataute, Tam Tautan like that. So to him, to those two males, to all those males like that. Okay. Similarly, Sa te taha, Tam te taha. So Tam instead of Tam, Tam. Sa te taha, Tam te taha for Strilinga. And for Napumsaka, Tat te tani, tat te tani, copycat. Okay. Dakaranta etat shabda, nothing new. All we need to do is add a to all of them. Etam, etan, etam, etaha, etat, etani. So pointless to practice this. If you have practiced tat shabda, etat shabda is not needed to be separately practiced. It is a copycat with the ekara added in. Okay. All right. Makaranta kim shabda, which is the questioning sarvanama. Questioning sarvanama, it comes with its own color variations, because unlike tad shabda, which was dakaranta, this is a makaranta kim shabda. So it has some affinity to sahataute in pullinga, sate taha in napumsaka, and tatate tani, but not all affinity is applicable. Okay, so you will have to practice this further. So kaha kauke, kam kaukan, kena kabhyam kaihi, like that it switches. But right now we are learning kam kaukan and ka ke kaha, kam ke kaha, then kim ke kani for napumsaka. So we got good grip of all the sarvanamas, question ones as well as the suchakas, saha, eshaha, all those variations. See this saha was saha in when we do a, it is not a saha, a shaha. So there is some rule kicking in to convert sakara to shakara. Okay, ye shaha, etau, etaha, like that. Okay, sahatau, sahatau, ete, kshamyatam, etaha is strilinga. Eshaha, etau, ete, like that. Sahatau te becomes eshaha. Some variations will be there due to other rules kicking in. Shatva rule we call it. Okay. Sakara converts to Shakara, one of the Vyanjana requirements. Okay. Then they have also given this very important Asmad and Yushmad, which are very unique. Whereas Pratama Purusha has so many words to practice. All these are Pratama Purusha words. Up to this Makaranta Kim Shabda, there is only one Asmad Shabda for Madhyama Purusha, sorry, Uttama Purusha, and one Yushmad Shabda for Madhyama Purusha. So Asmad is that Aham, Avam, Vayam. Then that goes to Mam, Avam, Asman. Okay. Aham, Avam, Vayam, Mam, Avam, Asman. So then similarly for Yushmad, Tvam, Yuvam, Yuyam, Tvam, Yuvam, Yushman, like that. And this is Trilingaka. Trilingaka, not Strilingaka. Trilingaka. So that's why this band is across Pullinga, Strilinga, Napumsakalinga. Okay? Because Asmad and Yushmad are Trilingaka. Whether it's a male or a female, Aham. Whether it's a male or a female, Tvam. Or even a Napumsaka reference, Tvam. Okay, you can ask For example, you can ask a fruit, Tvam kutra asi? Then the fruit will say, Aham vrikshe asmi. No problem. It can answer us in Samskritam. In the forthcoming lessons also, the declensions of instrumental case forms would be illustrated for each word. On the same lines, you have to learn by practice the other forms of the declension. So they are saying we are going to talk of this more and more as we go forward. So what I have done in this slide is also put the full set which I already recited. Even as we were revising this, I already recited. I have tabulated it here. Okay. So if it is useful, I think this particular slide screen, I can keep it as a copy image in the WhatsApp group for our practice. Okay, but typically I would not advise you to practice in bits and pieces like this, Pratama Dvitiya like this. It is less useful. We should make 7 by 7 or 8 by 3 tables of all these shabdas and practice them. Okay, which I have also already shared in PDF with you. Okay, if some of you haven't got it, I can try to send that again if you have. Unless you have saved, not deleted your WhatsApp group messages, if you scroll back, you will find a PDF for words. I even have a video on my YouTube channel with me reciting them for practice. Okay, so they have introduced us to Dvitiya Vibhakti Rupani. Because today is Sunday, because after lunch again I'm going to torture you guys. I don't want to drag on further now. So we will take a afternoon break. Go have our lunch, take a nice quick rest, and then gather back at 3 o'clock. Let me see if you guys can come back in good numbers and continue our learning with respect to this accusative case. Okay, where we are going to analyze the rules, summarize the knowledge in our head, and keep moving on. So thank you very much. Have a nice lunch. If you have any questions, I'll stand by for a few minutes. If you have any specific questions on anything.
Sir, one question is there. This Vanam, Vane, Vanani, Vane is for the dual, the Dvivachana. And Vane is also for Shashti Ekvachana.
Saptami Ekavachanam.
Saptami in the forest.
Correct.
So there could be sentences where it could lead to some confusion as to whether it is in the forest or for two.
Context will tell us.
Okay.
You're right. At the beginning, when we are still learners, we get twisted by all this. But over time, it becomes irrelevant. We know that is Dvivachana reference. This is Saptami Ekvachana reference. Like okay.
Something like Vane Vadatah, if I say. Vane Vadatah means it might mean two forests are speaking or two people in the forest are speaking.
No. It will be two forests are speaking. If there is nothing else in the question. If you say Rama Lakshmanau Vane Vadatah, then it is Rama Lakshmanau Karta. Okay.
Correct.
Contextually, you have to pick it up. But if Rama Lakshmana has come in the previous sentence and the next sentence says Vane Vadataha, then it is Tau Vane Vadataha. Right? Like that.
Correct. Yeah.
Just like in any language, brother. Not any. Astu.
धन्यवाद.
शुभ मध्याह्नः पुनः 3 अवश्येन अत्र आगत्य पाठं पठन्तु मम साकम्. अस्तु. नमो नमः.
सर नमस्ते. नमस्ते.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते सर.
नमस्ते.